Congrats, Coach. What'd you tell Ezra at halftime? He came out a man possessed in the second half, looked much better.
Yeah, I thought in the first half, we just didn't play aggressive enough. I thought we were, too passive, offensively, and paint points was a big point of emphasis of trying to get to the rim and trying to draw FTAs. And, I thought we did a much better job of that in the second half of playing with better pace. And I think our sharing the ball's, really good. Rodney obviously helps with spacing, but Ezra's ability to draw free throws attempted is, it's an elite level. Like if you look at his, per minute FTAs last year, it was pretty high. And, hopefully in our system we can figure out a way to get him to the line.
Hey, Coach. Adam Ukazoglu with Annenberg Media. Modern basketball has kind of become a game of runs, and you guys went on a 13-0 run and finished the game on a 30-9 run. How do you believe you guys as a team took momentum to put them away?
Yeah, I think you're right. It is a game of runs. My dad's big thing is there's always 3 runs in every game, and if you can control 2 of the 3, you're going to win. I thought in the first half, I don't know, it was are we conditioned enough? But to end the game, I did think maybe our depth, because I thought Cal Poly did a really good job of kind of, they have a certain identity and a certain style, and you have to give them a lot of credit for. They played the way that they want to play, meaning they took a lot of threes, and they did play with good pace. Like they got shots up pretty early in the shot clock, and we got scrambled around in mismatches and stuff. And I just thought in the second half we, our depth, and we rebounded the ball better in the second half. But we got to rebound even better than what we did tonight for sure.
Coach, it looked like in part this game and maybe some other games were auditions for some players. Wonder what your thinking is for how Jacob played tonight, and also what your thinking was with Gabe not getting back in the second half.
Yeah, just matchups. That's really what it is, Rich. And you're gonna ask me a question every time anyhow, so it doesn't matter if it's Gabe. You're always got a question of why not this and why not that. So I thought Gabe was outstanding in the 2 exhibition games, and the way that they play, it's hard for a 7-3 guy to play. But I thought in his minutes he goes out and has 3 blocks, and I also felt like Ezra and Jacob needed to get more in the flow. Both those guys played between 10 and 15 minutes in the 2 exhibition games, and when we built the roster, we didn't build the roster for those 2 guys to play 10 and 15 minutes. So, and I thought, you can't play all 3 of them 30 minutes. There's not enough time. So on the night that Gabe was playing really good in LMU, GCU, he played a lot. And tonight, and Burnell played well too. He scored the ball, and we just need him to defend and rebound.
Hey, Coach. About a week ago, you mentioned the point guard spot was still a little bit in flux. How do you feel about that after tonight's game?
Yeah, Rich brought up the word auditions. I don't really think it's that's a word that you could certainly use. I just told the team in the locker room, I don't feel comfortable with our rotations right now, but I don't know how anybody could feel comfortable with rotations if you played 2 exhibition games and 1 game, So I'm probably not going to feel comfortable and I literally told the team the next 5 to 7 games, I'm over there discombobulated because Rodney didn't play in the 2 exhibition games, so now he eats up what he played tonight. He eats up 34 minutes that somebody else got in those other 2 games. So I'm still trying to figure it out. Certainly don't have the answers for how we can get better offensively. We got to go back to work on that, and I don't have rotation answers right now. But we'll keep tinkering, and hopefully, by the time we get to, December, we'll have a more of a set, comfortable rotation. But it's like you're still trying to figure it out. I thought Cornish played well in his minutes. We started T. Will and he didn't play in the second half. So, that's kind of what happens when you're trying to still figure stuff out, And we're not afraid to change our lineups. I told the team, Jalen Williams did not start one game at Arkansas. We won an NCAA tournament game, and his first start was the second game in an NCAA tournament when we advanced. And Connor Vanover started every game for the year and didn't play many minutes the rest of the NCAA tournament on an Elite Eight run. But I think that's part of our job as coaches, is to try to keep, figuring out what works and what combinations work. And I'm kind of clueless right now on that, but I think a lot of teams are that have this many new players,
Hey, Coach, Andres Soto with the LA Times. You mentioned earlier just trying to get Jacob in the flow as the game went on. In the second half, he had 19 points. I think he finished with a double-double. Just what did you see from him as that second half went on?
Just his activity. He rim-rolled with force. I really loved the interior passing of our bigs, Chad's going to play better than he did tonight, and that's going to make us a better team offensively as well. But I thought Jacob played, he wanted to play more minutes than he had seen in those two exhibition games. So I think he was focused and really wanted to, prove, hey, I want more minutes.
Hi, Coach. Just continuing off the question of Jacob, did anything in practice this week indicate that he would have the performance that he did tonight?
No, I think he's been super, super consistent. I just thought Gabe played so well in those other two games that it affected the minutes for Ezra and Jacob. And that might be who we are. We might need rim protection some night. We didn't need rim protection tonight. We needed to guard the three-point line. And so it didn't make much sense to have because what they did is, and I give their staff a ton of credit and their players a lot of credit for executing. They just 5 guys out, 1 guy dribble drives to the rim, and it's just not a game for a guy like Gabe, in my opinion. And Ezra and Jacob played good, and they wanted more minutes, and they went out there, and I thought they played with force tonight.
It's early, obviously, and Cal Poly's not the biggest team, but when you were putting the team together, Chad and Rodney we knew would play a lot, and then it just seems like you have so many guys who are bad matchups, and just the size makes a big difference. Is this kind of what you envisioned when you were putting the team together?
Yeah, I think we wanted to, have a team that, maybe looked like some of our Nevada and Arkansas teams that could be switchable 1 through 5. And we do have lineups like Jacob and Ezra, lateral foot speed out on the floor. They're as quick as our guards. And, I won't name names, but they're quicker than a lot of our guards, those 2 guys. And you just don't find 4s and 5s. Neither one of them are 5s, but when they play together, somebody's got to be called that. But they're really like, combo forwards almost, and they can move laterally and guard 3 men naturally, and then they're pretty good shot blockers. And my thing was how would it work offensively, and I thought they played great tonight offensively.
Coach, you alluded to the free throws, shooting 40. That's double your season average from last year. How big was that in just slowing the game down as Cal Poly went on a little bit of their run tail end of the first half?
Yeah, I thought that was super important, was to draw FTAs because of their fast break and trying to score as quick as they possibly can. So, when we talk about paint points, it's that equates to FTAs as well. So that was a big part of the game. And certainly, drawing free throws is something that we want to do, and it's our style, but you just never know if your roster can really get there a lot. But I do think that that we have guys that can do that, and I thought Amarion's play circus shot was, we have some stuff that maybe we didn't see a lot of last year, just from an individual stuff that no coach can teach. That guys can just kind of do.
Coach, you had players coming on and off the court in the first half with 10 players coming on and off. What happened in the second half to have more of a set lineup?
Yeah, I mean, I think the set lineup was probably better. You know, I probably tried to get 10 players in. You know, we all have like scripts for what we want to do offensively, what we want to do defensively, and then, you know, lineup shifts. And I did want to get 10 people in tonight. And then at halftime, you know, amongst the coaches, I just said I'm going to, you know, do what I feel comfortable with, which is tightening the rotation up, and we did that. And then we'll just have to see what we do moving forward. It's, you know, I'm much more comfortable, you know, with the shorter rotation. I think that's pretty obvious. But we do have more depth, and so it's important for me to look at guys and give them an opportunity.
Last question.
You mentioned Rodney briefly. What did he do to earn that starting spot tonight, or maybe what made him a good fit for this game in particular?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question, because, like, I would say 9 out of 10 times I probably would bring a guy like him off the bench because he had missed so long. But we had a long time between Grand Canyon and this game. And if we probably would have played, like, let's say 4 days later or 3 days later, maybe even 5 days, I probably would have brought him off the bench. But I felt because we had such a long time of practice that we could integrate him into the starting lineup. And, I mean, you know, we want all of our players to feel like they either earn a spot or don't earn a spot, and you do it by what you do in practice and what happens in games. So, but we signed, you know, when we signed Rodney, we signed him to be a starter. He's still got to earn it, which I think he has done that when he's been healthy.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
Ask questions.
Jacob, I'll start with you. How did it feel on the court tonight when you had a double-double, first time being in a USC jersey in Galen Center? How did it feel?
For sure, it felt really good. I felt like I let the game come to me. I scored off a lot of assists from Ronnie, Ezra, and yeah, let the game come to me.
Jacob, it looked like near the end of the first half and again near the end of the second half, you were sort of tiring. You'd been out there a long time. Did you feel that way, or your play didn't drop off? It just looked like you were
For sure.
feeling it.
Yeah, I feel like I was a little tired out there, but I'll definitely improve that while the season goes on, and I should see a big improvement in that.
For Rodney, how's the shoulder feeling, and can you take us through just, I think you got cleared Sunday, Musselman said, and it was kind of a quick turnaround. When did you find out you were starting, and just what's the last few days been like for you?
Well, the shoulder feels great. I found out I was starting a couple days ago. I'm just getting my feet wet, really, just playing live. We don't play live that much in practice, so this is the first time, like, actually being physical and going against guys. So yeah, it feels great.
Rodney, you got the start tonight, played a team high 34 minutes roughly. What do you think you proved about yourself tonight, or what are you trying to prove about yourself?
I'm not trying to prove anything. I know what I'm capable of. I'm sure everybody else knows what I'm capable of. I'm just going out and playing, having fun with my teammates.
Hey, Rodney, just kind of piggybacking off of that, what was your mindset handling the ball more and playing more of the one in this game?
Yeah, that's the reason why I'm here. I'm capable of playmaking, getting my teammates the ball where they want it, where they need it. And as the season goes on, I feel like I can improve in that as well. So this is just the start, really.
For Jacob, 19 of your points came in the second half. Did anything change in your approach for that second half, or was it just kind of, like you mentioned, a matter of the game coming to you?
Yeah, I would say the game came to me, and Muss's halftime speech kind of fired me up. So I would say that a little bit of that as well.
Hey, Rodney. No, go ahead.
What did he say in the halftime speech?
I'll keep that closed doors, but he was definitely fired up for sure. So it definitely fired me up.
Hey, Rodney. At Maryland, you were used to playing with the same group known as the Crab Five. You were used to passing to the same guys. Now that you're playing with more of a deep rotation, what's been the difference?
Just figuring more guys out, like we're 9, 10 deep. I mean, just playing with a bunch of different guys, and I gotta know how every one of them plays, where they want the ball, who does what well, so stuff like that.
Hey, Jacob. In the LMU game, it seemed like you were hunting the three a lot more, and then tonight you were in the post. You probably had 6 or 7 dunks. What was the mindset behind that?
Like I said earlier, I just wanted the game to come to me. I feel like I put a lot of work into my shot, like a lot of hours, so I'm definitely not hesitant to shoot it. So if I get open looks like I did tonight, then I'll definitely shoot it. But, yeah.
Jacob, that Cal Poly player threw down a dunk early in that first half, and then you guys go on a 9-0 scoring run. Was that a reaction to that? Did that light a fire under you at all?
Yeah, I would say it definitely lit a fire under me. I mean, I don't want to see a player get dunked on, so we had to run up the score on them for sure.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you guys for your time.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.